Motherland, our story begins.
Look around the globe and you see an incredible spectrum of human appearance. We have a vast array of skin tones, hair textures, and facial structures. But if you zoom in past those physical traits and look at our genetic code, that staggering variety vanishes. Across all populations on Earth, human DNA is 99.9% identical. So if biological race is an illusion, how did a single species end up looking so drastically different on the surface? To understand why we look the way we do today, we have to rewind the clock millions of years and trace our steps back to a specific continent. What we often label as race is actually a map of human survival. Every modern physical difference is an echo of a shared journey that began in one motherland. That journey starts roughly 2 to 6 million years ago on the African savanna. The environment here was demanding, constantly testing early hominids as they searched for food and evaded predators. Over time, species like Australopithecus and early Homo adapted by walking upright. Standing on 2 legs allowed them to navigate tall grasses and spot threats from a distance. Then came another adaptation. They began chipping stones to create sharp edges. This leap in cognitive ability allowed our predecessors to butcher meat and process tough plants, slowly shifting their role from prey to capable foragers and hunters. These 2 mechanics, bipedalism and tool-making, gave early humans the mobility and the dense calories needed to multiply, thrive, and eventually step outward into the unknown. Between 70,000 and 100,000 years ago, bands of Homo sapiens began pushing beyond the continent. They migrated in waves, branching out into the Middle East, Europe, and Asia. As they moved north, these migrants hit a brutal environmental shock. They were stepping directly into Ice Age climates, facing freezing temperatures and radically different ecosystems. But they weren't the first to arrive. Europe and Asia were already occupied by older hominid groups, who had spent millennia adapting to the cold, most notably the Neanderthals. For decades, scientists assumed Homo sapiens simply outcompeted these groups. But when geneticists sequenced ancient DNA, they found clear evidence that early humans and Neanderthals interbred. Our expansion relied heavily on biological absorption. Millions of people today still carry fragments of Neanderthal DNA that actively bolster our modern immune systems. While ice and predators were obvious dangers during these migrations, the most critical environmental pressure was invisible: varying levels of ultraviolet radiation from the sun. This animation shows a cross-section of human skin responding to intense sunlight. In regions near the equator, high UV radiation can destroy folate, a vital B vitamin in our blood. To prevent this, the body produces high levels of melanin, which acts as a natural sunscreen to block the UV rays. But watch what happens as human populations migrate into northern latitudes. The intense sunlight fades, and the incoming UV radiation drops significantly. Humans require a specific amount of UV radiation to synthesize vitamin D, which is essential for bone health. In low-light environments, a thick layer of melanin blocks too much of that weak sunlight, leading to a severe deficiency. To survive, the melanin layer had to thin out. Lighter skin evolved purely as a biological workaround, allowing bodies in darker, colder climates to absorb the scant sunlight they desperately needed. Skin color is completely disconnected from the concept of separate human subspecies. It is simply a highly localized evolutionary solution to a solar math problem. Today, global travel and migration have blurred those ancient geographic boundaries, yet the physical traits we carry still map out exactly where our specific ancestors walked and adapted thousands of years ago. A narrower nose shape to warm, freezing air, or a specific density of melanin to manage solar radiation. Every variation you see in humans today is a badge of survival. But beneath those surface-level adaptations, the core biological engine driving every single person on this planet remains identical. No matter how we look or what continent we call home today, we are all members of a restless, resilient species, sharing an unbroken family tree rooted deeply in African soil.